Right then, hello and welcome back to Tungsten Tales and the first of our daily show, Darts Daily, that will be joining you every single day we possibly can over the coming weeks and months as darts takes a hold of the UK spirit, really. It's a really exciting time in the world of darts and an exciting time for a lot of players over in Milton Keynes and Calcutta as well. The PDC Q-School. Q-School, a name that attracts players from far and wide. Over 500 players this year competing in the EU Q-School, with around, I think it's about 350 in the UK Q-School. In many years gone by, he said that UK Q-School has been a lot harder than the European version, but I don't think that's the case this year. But we're going to be running through all the names that have made it through and some of the big names that haven't made it through of this year's event at Q-School, and we'll be looking to get their PDC tour card in the coming days. So what have we got here? If we go on to Dark Connect, UK Q-School is all done and dusted. I know I ran through stage one relatively briefly the other day, but I'll do it again. If we go into Match Centre, and the names that made it through: Tommy Morris, Jason Wilson, Adam Paxton, Pete Burgoyne, Bradley Brooks, 107 average from Bradley Brooks. We've seen him in the World Championships before. We've seen him with a PDC Tour card before. He'll be looking to get back on the PDC Tour. And with averages like that, he's got a real chance of doing so. Lewis Pride, Jack Tweddle and Shane McGurk, the reigning WDF World Champion. He's through stage one. We just have a quick look at event 2 of the UK Q-School. The names that made it through yesterday. We were live on TikTok yesterday. I haven't been doing this every single day on YouTube, but we have been live on TikTok. So if you do want to join us on there, and we're live as I'm filming this right now, you're more than welcome to join us. The names that made it through on day 2 are as follows: Nathan Girvin of Scotland, John O'Shea, a former world master, Scott Campbell, seems to have disappeared. Let's see if we can get back in there. There we go. Michael Flynn, Kelvin O'Keefe, Jim Roston, Ted Evitts, one of the top development tour players over the years. He's looking to get back on the tour after a year away. And Jamie Atkins, who a couple of people have said to me is a really popular pick to make it through Q-School this year. So we'll just go into event 3 of UK Q-School, which was played today, and is the final event of stage 1. So time is now up as far as the players are concerned in stage 1. If you've made the cut, you've made the cut. If you haven't, you haven't. The daily winners today, among them were Jason Heaver, who's previously had a tour card, Nathan Potter, a really young, exciting player, part of the Team 360 scheme at Winmau. He's a really, really exciting player from the east of England, and though I think it probably would be slightly early for him to get onto PDC Tour, you're not going to be turning down those opportunities. So great to see him get through. And Alex Williams as well, a 92.5 average saw him through. So if we just flick to the order of merit, these are the players that didn't gain a place automatically, but will be competing in stage 3 thanks to their order of merit, the points they've racked up over the last 3 days. And topping that list is a former World Championship finalist in the BDO, Mr. Mark McGeaney. Good to see him playing well. I know a couple of years ago he had some fairly significant weight loss. I haven't spoke to Mark in a little while, but if he gets a card back, we'll more than happy to have him back on. James Beaton, who was, of course, playing in the WDF World Championship, made it through his opening round game on his Lakeside debut. Jim McEwen has been a threat in the senior events over the last couple of years. If we scroll down, probably some names you'll be familiar with. Cam Crabtree's been on the Pro Tour before. There's Charles Barstow, Jared Cole, Tom Sykes, you'll be familiar from Modus. Kai Fan Lung, of course, Fallon Sherrock has made it through the opening stage of Q-School. She's been pretty impressive. She was just a game away from getting it done early, but unfortunately beaten. So she wasn't able to take a day off today. Had to get back out there and try and get a couple of points on the board. Continue to have a look through. We got Mike Warburton is there. Jan Halsall, he's a really good young player. Owen Maiden as well. Adrian Gray, a former tour card holder. Same with Kevin Beness, John Brown, Scott Mitchell, a former world champion in the BDO. There's an awful lot of names that have come through this UK Q-School, and there's an awful lot of names that won't have made the grade as well. Ryan Harrington, we've seen him on the tour before. Joe Croft, he was a hot favourite to make it through. Thomas Banks, he got a couple of really big wins at the UK Open earlier this year. Sean Carroll, I think, was just a game away from winning his tour card last year. Aaron Beanie, a former tour card holder. Ryan Branley is winning everything up in the northeast of England. Hasn't made the cut. Devon Peterson, you see there as well, a former European Tour winner, a former top 16 player in the PDC, hasn't made it through the opening round of Q-School. So that's really all we've got from the UK side of things. We're just going to have a quick look from day 2 of European Q-School. There we go. Disappeared again. There we go. So some of the names that made it through yesterday. David Cameron, we've seen in the WDF, BDO and the PDC World Championships before. He made it through automatically yesterday, as did Kai Gottard, who was in this year's PDC World Championship at Alexandra Palace. Victor Tingström, we've seen him represent Sweden before on the WDF circuit. Some of the players beaten, who have we got here? Kevin Trotman, he's previously been on the tour. Mario Robert as well. We just land quickly into event 3. Who have we got here? Top 16 just going on as we speak. Davy Prouston's 2-0 up on Marcel Erber. Oscar Lacasiak, who was down earlier to Marco Cantelli, but he must have managed to come through that. He's 1-0 in his elimination game. Jose Justicia, he went into the day on, I think, 0 points, but he's got himself into a position where he could, and at the moment, is just 1 game away from making it into stage 2. He's defeating Daniel de Calta, who we've seen before on that PDC tour. Damien Mole, another one. Now 5-2 up on Jerome Karam. Good to see him playing well and a really top player when he finds it. Let's have a quick look into the top 32 as well. Who have we got here that hasn't started their games? Bruno Stöckli, he played well at the World Cup of Darts this year for Switzerland, of course. Nando Major of Hungary as well. And some of the names to lose out: Zanti Vandenberg, brother of Dmitry, of course. Yoshihisa Baba of Japan. Nico Blum, who went well at the World Masters late last year, of course. And Vita Sedlec as well in there. So we'll cross quickly to the order of merit and have a look at some of the names that have made it through there. Benjamin Pratnamar of Slovenia on that list. Kåre Dekker of Norway. Good to see Ben Robb make it through the opening stages as well. He's obviously travelled all the way from New Zealand. Had a disappointing campaign again at Ali Pali, but good to see him having some results over at Q-School in Germany. Brian Raman, former tour card holder. Rusty Jake Rodriguez as well. Mentioned Justicia, he's confirmed that he'll be in stage 2 as Zanti Vandenberg, who lost out earlier today. More than welcome to log on to Darts Rankings as well, to dartsrankings.com, that is, to check out if your favourite player has made it through. John Michael currently in the spots. He should be okay now. Nico Blum, Sebastian Steyer, Liam Mandel Lawrence, who you remember from the European Tour. Have a quick look at who are the unfortunate names not to make it this time around. Arjen Konterman, Noelin van Leuven hasn't made it. She was stuck on 2 points from today. Marco Cantelé, we've seen in the World Championships before, Rene Idams. As you can see, Q-School was absolutely brutal once again this year. So many top names, not just falling at the second hurdle, but not able to make it into the top 128 players in the UK or the European legs of Q-School. So, as I say, it's absolutely brutal at the moment. Darts, and there's players being knocked out, I'm sure, with the sort of mid-80s averages that haven't made it into the second stages. So stage 2 starts tomorrow, runs for 4 days. That's from Thursday to Sunday. By the end of that, we'll have a whole heap of new tour card holders. So we'll be there to keep you updated throughout that on TikTok and over on our YouTube channel, of course, Tungsten Tales. Thank you very much for watching Darts Daily once again. We'll be back tomorrow with a little bit more.